In this video, I wanted to show you some of the charts that I'm looking at, some of the price points I'm looking at in the gold market, and the two different scenarios that I'm looking at playing out over the next month to 2 months. Um, First of all, I want to show you this longer term chart. This is a weekly chart here going back to 2011 August. You can see that the gold market has been in a downward trend with the highs being continually lower, 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 lower. We did have a bit of a breakout here in early 2015, which would have portended to higher prices, but that was capped at this resistance point, and then it went back down. Um, in 2014 at the end, we tested this low here, which was right under the $11.50 per ounce mark, and that bounced up nicely. And as you can see here, the lows continually become higher as we are in 2015. So I do expect, it seems to me that this is a bottoming formation here, and I expect that these lows that were made in late 2014 will hold as the lows have been continually getting higher, and we could see a breakout of gold above the 1250 and maybe the 1275 area, which would mean we are going to be attacking the $1,400 and $1,500 level and eventually breaking out above the highs, which was around 1,900. Before we do that, we may have one more test down, maybe to the 1150 area, and I expect the 1150 area would hold, as that would be consistent with the pattern that's developing here of higher lows. You can see the low here, 1125, and then around here, 1142, 1165, and so on. My first place that I would look for support would be right around here, around the 1175 area. If that holds, then we could immediately see a test of the 1275, 1280 area, which would be, if we broke out of that again, we'd be moving up quite strongly. Now, if the 1175 or the 1150 area does not hold, we could see a test all the way down here to the 1075 area. If that does happen, I believe that would be very, very short-lived. This is what I'm showing here is some of the chart technical analysis, but the fundamentals are so strong that if it does dive down here from a technical synthetic supply standpoint, I believe it would be very, very short-lived and probably the opportunity of a lifetime to be able to pick up the precious metals at dirt cheap prices, and from which we would move probably violently back up to the higher end of this trading channel. Anyway, I just wanted to give you a bit of an overview of what I'm looking at and the two different scenarios that I'm looking at playing out over the next couple weeks. Now, this may be determined by the Federal Reserve's announcement coming soon in June, whether they're going to raise rates, and which would may strengthen the dollar and conversely have some weakness in the precious metals. On the other hand, a raising of rates is often led to higher inflation as people perceive that the economy is doing better, and that's why they're raising rates, and inflation picks up, and which would be very positive as well for the precious metals. So there's a number of ways that this could play out, but we'll see it in the technical charts as well as the fundamentals and how the premiums and the physical does during any sort of price move, whether up or down. Anyway, I'm hoping that everybody who is accumulating will have their allocation that they want well before this move. And if you do have some capital available that you're hoping to put towards it, maybe on a lower move, then I would look to the 1150 area for strong support. And if that does give way, then perhaps the 1100 or the $10,050 area for strong support. And once again, I believe that once we do break out of this downward trending channel here, that we will be moving into a completely different trading range, and we'll be breaking out probably testing the $1,450 area and then on to the $1,900 area. And you're going to want to have your allocation, whether it be in your speculative stock holdings or in your physical precious metals holdings, well before that. So you can participate in these spectacular gains that we're going to see going forward.